What's good, Traveling Hooper fans? We don't usually do emergency podcasts. I mean, we barely do podcasts now, but I got to get this off my chest. As a pretty much a lifelong Kevin Durant fan, I really started watching basketball really heavy in about like that 2004 season. But I didn't really get locked into the NBA until about like 2008. And it's gonna be weird. It's because of NBA Live '08. Between my favorite player being Gilbert Arenas at the time and seeing him teach this skinny 6'11" dude who just looked like he had everything possible, even from the commercial. Like, you sizing my man's up. Gilbert Arenas is giving him that lock-up defense, and then he hits him with that spin move, and he throws down that spike. Like, I pretty much fell in love that day. Like, I'm so much of an OKC fan that I cried when Kevin Durant left. So seeing him like limp off the floor, that calf seize up. I don't know if you guys seen the Twitter video, but while he's walking, well, not walking, but as he's doing that signature Kevin Durant size up, that cross between the legs, when that Achilles or ACL, whatever it is, most people are saying it's an Achilles, but when that goes and you see his calf just shake in the wind, like, that hurt. Like, I'm not an emotional dude at all. Like, I don't do funerals. It doesn't get me upset. I really haven't lost anyone close to me. Puppies don't do anything for me. Like, I've never looked at a puppy and be like, oh, my heart melts. Nah, that's just not the type of dude I am. But watching Kevin Durant's last injury, that hurt. That's been somebody I've been watching for the past, 10, 11 years. I remember when he had the Jones fracture with OKC, and all I wanted was for him to have a speedy recovery so he could come back and I could watch him play. Was that like 2011? No, I think 2015. It was 2015. And, like, yeah, it was great to see Russell Westbrook get his Russell Westbrook on, but it's something about having Kevin Durant on that floor. Like, you saw what it was for Golden State last night. 11 points, 12 minutes, 3 for 3 from the field. Those back-to-back two-pointers had Toronto shook. And that's, as an OKC fan, that's what I've been treated to for most of my life until, 2016 when he left. But that's something I can get over. Because Kevin Durant that's still my dude. Like, tell me another 7-footer that's pulling up like that dude. Kevin Durant is one of those people that revolutionized the game. He's one of the people that brought skilled bigs off the block. I know for a fact a big portion of it, or really all of it, needs to go to Dirk Nowitzki, the turnaround fade guy. Big 21 seasons for Dallas? But as far as I'm concerned, Kevin Durant is the next step. That's the closest we'll see to Dirk 2.0 will probably be Kristaps Porzingis. We'll see him back this year after the ACL injury. But Kevin Durant takes it so much farther. We're talking about skill. We're talking about handles. We're talking about the athleticism. And within the last couple years, we're talking about actually using his 7-foot body, his 7-foot wingspan to actually play defense and be the rim protector he always had the potential to be. I mean, it does help that you got Draymond, you got Iguodala, and you got one of the best defensive strategies in the league. But now that you have Kevin Durant fully coming into his own as a defender, being able to slide his feet in the right position, be able to be a help side defender, like, I want to say about like a year or two ago, he was in the defensive player of the year contest. I mean, not contest, but like he was one of those guys where you could be like, I could give him a nod. I could give him a vote. And that is with one of the best defenders of this generation, in my opinion. Philip feels some type of different way, but who cares? It's not about him. Like, there's something about Kevin Durant that we're going to miss. And I get that this whole season has almost been an attack on Kevin Durant's, on his character. Between Kevin Durant being like, what are we doing here? We going to talk about basketball, or we going to talk about what I'm going to do next season? Because that has nothing to do with this season. From him looking like a villain in everyone's eyes, because he doesn't want to talk. That's not what you came here for. I don't know about you, but I'm not big for small talk. And I get that most people have to push a storyline. Look, I'm a writer myself. I have to try to look for storylines. I'm new to this. I'm not the best. What I can find, though, is what happens during that game. Kevin Durant is one of the best players in the last period. He's one of the best players ever. He's probably the best player in the world right now before that was taken away from us. And you can't really blame anybody. Yes, there's some self-interest in Golden State's doctors being able to say he can go back in. Yes, there's pressure from the media. But at the end of the day, it's Kevin Durant's decision. And if he had the heart and the will and felt like he could go back out there, then I respect the decision. Would I have liked for him to sit this one out? Yes. And again, it's going to be for selfish reasons. Don't really want to see Golden State get another ring. Like, I'm really enjoying the Kawhi show right now. Really enjoying the Raptors. But Kevin Durant is beyond a linchpin in all of this. I get it. Golden State goes back to that beautiful basketball that we all love for that, 2014 to about 2016 run, where it was like they can do no wrong. Draymond Green starting to become his own person. Steph Curry is snapping. There's probably a point at that time where he was the best NBA player in the world. I personally don't agree. But hey, my opinion is my opinion. We'll get into best over most impact probably later on in this session. But as far as I'm concerned, the world just had a disservice done to them with Kevin Durant's injury. It's incredible. It hurts my heart to see it. I remember when Kobe had his similar injury, and I'm okay with all the hate I'm about to get from this. It was about time for him to go. Like, you hate to see it, me included. You hate to absolutely see it. I wish this on no player comes back the same. Those last few years of Kobe were hard to watch if you saw prime Kobe. If you saw 08 Kobe, if you saw him go to the back-to-back finals, if you saw him do the 81 points, shoot, if you even try to recreate the 81 point challenge, recreating that on, I want to say like 2K9 or 2K7 was the hardest thing ever. And I think that's also the year where you could push like special buttons and it's pretty much an automatic bucket depending on what setting you're on. And recreating that is one of the hardest things ever. Kevin Durant is 7 foot dropping bombs from the parking lot. Kevin Durant is 7 foot with handles like he's 6'2". Kevin Durant is special. Full stop. Kevin Durant is an icon. Full stop. Kevin Durant is so good at the game of basketball that it hurts my heart to say we don't get to see it for another year. Because I don't think he's coming back next season. I don't know where he's going. I have a sneaky suspicion this is also going off some of the reports from ESPN, Brian Windhart, the big dogs in this industry, who are saying that if they lost, he's probably coming back. If they win, he's 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 getting up out of here. So it's really difficult for me to say now, because if they win, they do it for Kevin Durant. I get it. You're an NBA player. Winning these games means a lot to you personally. Winning a lot of games is good for your paycheck. Winning a lot of games is good for your legacy. With that, there's a lot of legacy guys on here. We're talking about the first and possibly second best shooter. And I'm going to be real with you. I think it's 1A, 1B. There's a little bit more creativity in Steph Curry's shot versus Klay Thompson's. But hey, if they're combined shooting like 8 from 12 from 8 for 12 from 3, there's not much I can say, especially if they're getting up around the same number of shots. It's incredible. One of the scariest things I've ever seen in the league. But it bodes well for anything that they have going for themselves if they win this. But they're not winning it because 4 and 5 years sounds great. They should be winning because a warrior, I'm going to say it again, a warrior named Kevin Durant went back into the battlefield, but basically tore his Achilles to get them another ring. So why not play these next couple games with that in mind? With that being said, I do think Toronto's going to go ahead and close it out tomorrow. And I'm relishing it. I hope it happens, to be honest with you. Because out with the old, in with the new. And I would also like to see Kawhi stay in Toronto. It's just going to make things so much crazier over the next couple of years, especially if Philadelphia can continue being pretty intact with their current team, especially if there's progression over there with Giannis. Like, those three teams are going to make the East so fun. And don't forget about the Celtics, even though I'm not sure what's going to be going on with the Celtics. If they get AD, hooray. If they don't, sign me up back for that team that they had in, I guess it would be 2018 during that playoff run where they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I want that. Sign me up for that, please. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, man, the league just isn't the same without Kevin Durant. Like, Kevin Durant is one of the reasons why we hate Golden State. It's not because they're amazing. We love dynasties. I guess in probably about like 10 years when we're more removed from what's going on, we're going to admire them. Just like we admired the Lakers. Just like we, probably not as much as we admire the Bulls, but we're going to talk about them. That 73-5 season, adding Kevin Durant the next year, like, I've never seen anything like that. I don't know. That's like giving Gen 4 Rayquaza leftovers. Like, it was already going to be hard to beat that person. Now they're getting the power up. Like, that's just not fair. But in all honesty, my heart goes out to Kevin Durant. I want to see him come back healthier than ever with the full stop. I want to see him be able to recreate that size up. I want to see him be able to pull up from deep. And I don't want to see a watered down version that we're probably going to get Um, all heart and prayer goes up for Kevin Durant and his speedy recovery. I want to see that happen more than just about anyone else. I have been a Kevin Durant fan since he's come into the league, and I don't see that changing ever, regardless if he retires in the next 10 years or the next two. I'm going to be following Kevin Durant's career to the next level, whether that's through coaching, ownership, or even what he has to do in the business world, because I know that's popping. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out here. Kevin Durant, one up for you, my brother. I hope this all works out for you. Thanks for tuning in, listening to my little rant. You guys have a great day.